guys, what's up? This is Vault Kid, and welcome to a 15th anniversary to a 2010 film, animated film that was released in theaters, and yep, in September 17th. Of course, I'm talking about not the sequels, but just the first movie, Alpha and Omega. Yep. So Alpha and Omega, like I said, it was released in 2010. It was released like between the extended version and the 3D version as well. So, but yeah, so it did make some money. It sure did. Yep, it absolutely did make money. So, and that stars Justin Long, Hayden Panettiere, Danny Glover, and Dennis Hopper. So, and some other actresses I forget though. But yeah, so of course we got the characters like Kate, the Alpha, and Humphrey is the Omega, right? Like I said with Kate, who voiced by Hayden Panettiere, which I will mention that in a few minutes. And we got, of course, the Humphrey, the Omega Wolf, who voiced by Justin Long. Yep. Who weren't supposed to, like Alpha and Omegas weren't supposed to be in love or get married and stuff like that, right? But when they get captured by humans or tranquilized and everything, sorry, went back home to from Idaho up until Jasper Park, Canada. When they wanted to take the valley, when an Alpha in love with an Omega, they started fight against the pack, the different pack wolf packs, against each other and stuff like that, right? Of course, the caribous, after the caribous and stuff happened, when they fell in love again, all the pack decided just to let it go and just reunite the pack, and it didn't just let them fall in love, let the Alpha and Omega, marry, but yeah, so yeah, and I thought the writing was great in my opinion. And yeah, I thought the writing is really great. It's really great movie writing, and yeah. Now for the animation, the reason why I didn't explain the plot was because I already mentioned it from a look back video of that movie, so which is why I don't feel like going through plots and stuff like that, right? But anyway, now as for the animation though, like I said, I honestly think the animation looks decent though. It doesn't look that bad. I know a lot of people have said this quality. This animation should have looked perfect, but I get it. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect because nothing has been perfect. Like I said, it never has been. So, but it's from Lionsgate, for goodness sakes. Come on. But I think Lionsgate's done their best. So of course they get hatred on, because of it, right? But honestly, like I said, it did make the animation look good, from the train scene when they were on the train. I thought the animation looked good when they were on the train, So yeah, now what I'm trying to say, yeah, I know it did get a lot of bad reviews. It did from critics, and it's got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got a 5 something out on IMDb. I forget the rating on that one, but yeah, I know the critics didn't like the movie, which I do understand. Not only the critics, everybody on the internet or even something on social media, whether it be YouTube or other stuff, gave it a lot of horrible reviews, but which that's understandable as well, because I've seen a lot of people bashing on this movie to death. I understand, alright? But guess what? It's okay. Because like I said, y'all can hate whatever you want. You can like or dislike whatever you want, alright? But you cannot judge other people's opinions for liking what you guys don't like, alright? Because that's not the right thing to do. So here's the one simple thing: respect people's opinion. You know, the reason why I keep doing this is because people don't seem to respect others. You know, which is why I have to keep doing it so many times. So yeah. But I do agree. Yes, I do hate all the sequels. The sequels are garbage. Yep, they're. It should not be a franchise. I can agree. I know. I used to want sequels back when this movie came out, but now, yeah, looking back at it as an adult or a grown man, I realize a sequel shouldn't be necessary, which I have to agree with. Yeah, sequels should not be necessary, and I agree with y'all. So, I mean, if people like the sequels, that's good. I mean, I'm glad you guys like the sequels if you do like it, but I do respect your opinion if you like the sequels, so it's okay. So this movie right here, yeah, I do have it on Blu-ray. So it's got a few special features, you know. Of course, it's got the commentary, you know, and I don't know. It's got like deleted scenes, you know. It's got like the behind the scenes for the interviews and everything like that, right? But interactive game, yada, you know. But not only that, guys, this is the last movie. This is the very last movie for Dennis Hopper before he passed away. But yeah, this is Dennis Hopper's last movie before he passed away about a few months before this movie even came out. So yeah, he passed away in May, and this movie was finally released in theaters in September. So, but I know it's just crazy for me to say that, but but Alpha and Omega is just still a great, just a great childhood, you know, because I was 11 when this movie came out, though, which, yeah, the truth is, I never got to see it, though, not really, I never got to see it at the theater, but I only got to wait until they come out on DVD or Blu-ray, so yeah, I just rented it from the video place before that place, turned to something else, whatever, but still. But I still enjoyed the first Alpha and Omega regardless, though, but yeah, so it's hard to believe this movie turns 15 years old, so, hard to believe, but as for the book, I thought this is a really great book. It's made by, was it Scholastic, whatever how you say this company name. A novel based on the hit movie, of course, Alpha and Omega. Well, I don't know why it says hit movie, because it didn't do well with the critics, because, it says hit movie, which I don't know, guys. I guess it's because people like the movie, which, okay, that's fair enough, I guess. Also, yeah, not only this book, though, it's also got the two other books as well, which we got, we got like two other books right here, though, along with this book. But, there's even like Happy Meal toys that only released in UK. Yeah, that's only released in UK. And of course, we've got a DS game as well, which I have to agree the DS game looks bad, though, but I mean, I used to think it looks decent for some reason, but looking back at the game, looking at the gameplay of it, it does look pretty bad. But I can agree with that, but yeah. Oh, speaking with Panettiere, I told you about, I sent her a tweet with this book on Twitter saying that Kate from Alpha and Omega is my favorite role or whatever of Hayden Panettiere, Because, for example, it's got on the top right here, though, it's got the little message from Hayden Panettiere, the voice of Kate, on the top part of the book. So, which is why I sent her a tweet. But speaking of that, guys, I sent her a tweet, but not long later, I don't think she hadn't said anything, or I don't think she ever saw it or not. But I mean, I'm pretty sure she has, though. I don't know if she saw the tweet or not, but I kind of hope she does, though, because, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did a fun role for voicing Kate, so. I'm pretty sure she does, but anyway. anyway, so like this is the book, right? It shows all the images of the book right here, so you know. Yeah, this whole thing is a chapter book, right? So you know. So here's what the back of the book looked like. So, oh, with this little thing right here, yeah, I know I was stuck on this part because I hadn't read that. The last time I read this book is when I was in junior in high school. So I remember reading the book though, and you know. So, but yeah, I remember I would carry this book with me in school. You know, reading it through class and everything. Especially when I was in computer class, I remember a student of mine, you know, not student, a classmate of mine saw me reading this book, and the dude's like, "Oh, hey, that's my favorite movie." I'm like, "Oh, really? Cool." But you know, said that was his favorite movie. I don't know if it still is or not, but you know, but I mean, it's just good to hear people liking this movie, you know, especially when I was in school at the time, you know. But I don't know, but still. But what else I had to say? Oh yeah. Yeah, I know I'm going off topic about stuff, but yeah, but anyway. So Alpha and Omega, I still think it's an underrated, great underrated, decent film, you know. And I think it aged really well though, but the sequels, it didn't. So that's another thing I can agree with. Yep, I hate the sequels too. But the first movie I had nothing against whatsoever, so you know. But yeah, so here it is. I'm holding this movie right here, though, so you know. But yeah, so yeah, that's my, like I said, that's the 15th anniversary to Alpha and Omega. I know, I was just, you know, yeah, I was, like I said, I know, it's hard to play as an 11-year-old boy, you know, wanted to see the movie badly, you know, and you know, but yeah. But, you know, even though I never got to see it at the theater, I never got a chance, so, you know, but at least I saw it, or watched it on disc, or DVD, you know, but, you know, that's, you know, it's better than nothing, so, you know, it's all that matters, but, you know. But around the time I turned 12, I remember watching this movie again, you know, but yeah. But yeah, even though I was in middle school and 7th grade, I would watch that movie again as well. So, you know, I mean, well, yeah, like I said, what the truth is, at first, I was in 5th grade, you know, when this film came out. It's crazy to believe, so, you know. But anyway, guys, so that's the truth, all that, though, for my personal thing. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah. And until then, you know, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, team with respect. Peace out. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a safe, wonderful day. See you guys.